Well, welcome. Here is the Educator Director training. We're so glad to have you here to be learning about this amazing program where we get to bring the community, the businesses, everybody together to build our community together and to increase our shares of what we're doing and increase the profits of what we've created together. So as the Educator Director of the community, we are so excited to have you. You guys get to be a huge part of the community we're building. You are one of the leaders and directors. You are the director of the Educator community. And you will be who everyone looks to as, are we doing this right? Is this the right thing? Is this the right ideas? You will be that person. You will have the support of your community manager, the super mentor and the mentor, and the executive team to ensure that you are growing correctly. You will also have the support of your 4 leaders. They are the ones who are going to be running your department. And you will just be overseeing and directing those affairs to make sure that that department is run the way it's supposed to be. So you are going to be over this department, and it is going to be a fun ride. So for those of you who are trying to find your 4 leaders in this program, you will receive this, and everybody you talk to will receive this too, the 4 leaders that you refer. They're going to receive a free membership in the program if they are in the division in this community. So if they're starting out right now and you're starting this community, free membership. You'll also receive shares for the services that you guys get for being a part of this program. You'll also be eligible for barter dollars, which is super exciting. So even though you have a free membership, that membership is most likely valued at $99 or $100 a month. You're going to get $100 in shares for some free money to go spend and go participate in the community. You'll also be able to have all this training is going to be free. There's no cost, and you'll be able to advance and grow with opportunities in this program, which is super exciting because in your community, there's going to be at least 1,000 people a part of this community, and you're one of 25 who have been selected to be leading and guiding and serving this community. So, and getting paid to do it. So let's talk about that. So there are 5 divisions that happen in the community. So depending on when you started, if you've started with the initial group who are doing this and developing it, and because you're developing it, every time we develop, our shares actually get worth more and more money. And so it ends up equaling a lot more. But those who are going to get more shares when you start, because you're having to start from the ground up. You guys are building this. And then as we grow, and the shares will decrease. So when the people come here, they just step in and do the roles, and they get paid to do it. You guys are going to have to build this, create this if you're at Division 1. So therefore, you get more shares. But by the time you get to the end, quite a bit more money than those at the other end. So ideas, this is kind of where shares may start out for you when you're starting. But by the time you're at this amount, you guys are going to be the directors of education. You're more looking like this of what your income comes. And a side note, these numbers aren't guaranteed. Most likely, and hopefully they will be a lot larger than this because we're going to add some add-ons to this program. We're going to do a lot of things to increase our shares and the value of our shares in the program. So those numbers should be hopefully doubling and tripling from there. But that's kind of what you're looking at. Not bad for about an hour to a week worth of work to be able to get income coming back to you. And that can be residual and vested and all of those kind of things. And you can, after 5 years, you can retire with that income. So all sorts of opportunities, but to learn about how all this works, the numbers, the shares, all that stuff, you need to go to the educator training. The educator training, everybody who brings on 4 people and 1 paying business actually gets to get this money. If you never want to refer anybody or don't want to pay or don't want to have anybody pay, but that's fine. Serve for free. You'll get a free membership. But if you want to share in the profits of what we're getting, you'll need to go through the educator training where we're going to show you how to refer, how to build, how to get these 4 directors coming on board, and how to do all of it. And it's so easy, so exciting, and so fun because we're all doing it together. Nobody has to do a ton. We all do a little. We all do 4 for free in a business. And then we create these communities together so nobody has to refer 4,000 people. We all do this together as a community. We create it and we build it, and we have a community we can trust. So super fun. As a community manager, those who are above you, they actually see 4 departments that they see that they're over. You, as the community educator leader, so they'll have 4 departments. Their 4 departments are educator that they have. They also have the developments, the events, and the connections. You, same, very, very similar. You that are the leaders that you will oversee are relationships, business, shares, and social media. So you will have 4 people that you will oversee as yours, the same as the community manager oversees their 4 people. Let's talk about meetings and schedules here. So we have a meeting and a schedule time. Everybody that comes to our meetings and schedules, you can do a lot of these. You can choose to do them live and in person or watch these videos. Everybody will have their own training videos. So if we go back there, just a really quick, our community manager has their trainings. Relationships has their trainings. So you technically don't have to train anybody. Everybody will have that. You'll be going through the same ideas in the group meetings. All of these things will be done. They train them, and then you guys will come together. Every meeting that we have will be 30 minutes. They will be conducted 40 times a year, and you'll be able to see when they are according to our calendar. We will take off for holidays. We take off for our events weeks. We also take off our national conference. So 7 of those times you will be able to see that those things aren't taken off, but we will have 40 times a year that we will be able to conduct these meetings. You'll also be able to join 15 minutes before all of these meetings, and that's your time. As the director, that 15 minutes before the meeting, you're going to have a schedule. As you go through the training, you're going to see your sheet and everything. As that leader and director, you are going to have 15 minutes before to say, hey, are you guys ready for next week? And are we ready for this week? You just kind of make sure everything's ready before you start your 30-minute meeting every single week. You will also join the other meeting that you guys will be in charge of attending is the development meeting the week of podcast. If you can't make it, you can send one of your other leaders to it, but you need to make sure somebody's there to represent you to share about how this department's working. We also encourage you to go to the connections meeting every once a month and let the community know what's going on in this department. And you can send yourself or somebody great that's doing something great in your department to highlight what you guys are doing. So that's kind of the meeting schedules. You have your weekly 30-minute meeting. You'll have once a month that you have another 30-minute meeting with all the directors. And then you can announce what you're doing in the connections meetings. So 45 minutes here that you're doing here that you're doing. So you will have about 3 hours in meetings here if you're wanting to calculate time. Another hour to meet with all the directors and to do that, and then 1 more hour. So maybe 5 hours a month, couple hours a week, if that. Not too bad as far as being a director in the community. Now let's talk about each one of your departments. When we're talking about the relationship department, this is the meeting where we're going to build relationships. Depending on if this is focal or local communities, you will be just building each other. So just helping each other grow and expand. So everybody gets to come to this meeting, introduce who they are, what they do, and how they want to grow. You're going to get to know each other. You're going to do introductions. Everybody gets to talk about how they have grown or how they're growing. And we just get to know each other. We will also highlight somebody at this meeting who has had success in bringing the community together so we can see how to do this more efficiently and effectively. We will also talk about the basic themes. Every month, we will have a theme that's going on and maybe gratitude, things like that. We ask that as you're introducing that you touch on that theme in your community. And everyone is able to share on the success they found and how to grow. As we're going through, when we highlight somebody, we're going to show an example of success so people can get ideas on how to grow and expand with community. As the leader of this group who's doing relationships, they're going to do a brief overview of ideas that we have about growing community so everybody gets an idea and then we expand from there. So hopefully you understand relationships, community, coming together, building and expanding, and how we build the community more together. Then we have a business week. During our business meeting, we'll have one or two businesses present on how they've been supported by this community. We get to see the great things that have happened, and they get to come and share with us about their things. We'll also share the exclusive list of who's all the businesses we have, what's some of their specials and promotions, great things going on, so we can be aware of it as a community. And then what spots are we missing? Maybe we don't have a hairdresser. Oh my gosh, how did we miss that? We need a hairdresser here. So you're going to list and say, hey, who knows some? Who wants to reach out and talk to somebody this week? Let's get that spot filled. We want to have everything we need in the community covered. If it's a health and wellness community and it's a focal community that's not a local community, they say, oh, we've got all these products, we've got these trainers, we've got this. We don't have a gym here. We need to have somebody that they can talk about fitness and exercise. So even though you may have a focus, we want to make sure everything's grasped in your community that you're looking for. In the local community, what type of business are we missing? So that week you discuss that, you get some presenters from businesses, super fun way to grow and learn about businesses. This week, we're talking about growing income, how we share in the profits, how all this money goes back to the people. How can we prosper from what we're building as a community? We're going to have other directors share about what they're doing. We're going to give other insights, different ideas for shares. We'll also lead it into discussion of how we will have a group out discussion that we'll have on how to increase in shares in the program. Then we'll have a social media. This is super fun about how people have grown and expand on social media with the program, what we're doing. And during this meeting, we'll invite those who've had success. And those people will bring ideas to that meeting, and we'll have separate breakout rooms so you can come and try hands-on doing some of these social media to grow and expand in community. So that's each one of those leaders will be in charge of that meeting. They will have an outline. They'll have video training. It is so simple for this. They don't have to think about a thing, and we'll go through the exact process of how that all works. So that is it. As being a director of the educator department, you will have your 4 leaders that you will oversee, make sure they run those individual meetings. If they are gone, they're responsible of refilling their roles, but you will fill it if they get hit by a bus, something happens, they don't show up that day. We want you there to be a team that all works together and helps each other. But we're so grateful that you're here to come together and serve the people. Everyone is supposed to come to your department that wants to lead and grow. Your department will give that opportunity to everyone. A super exciting thing to be a part of. And you will be a part of the people who change our lives for the better and give people opportunities and do amazing things together. So love this department, love what we're doing, love how to grow. You will be able to understand that. The next thing, your goal in doing this now, your job is to make sure that you review all the 4 roles. We will include those in your video training of each one of your leaders so that you can understand this program more in depth, and the leaders that you would want to grow and understand them, refer them to the program, and then complete your educator program if you want to share in the profits, and then build this community together. Your process should, like I said, be pretty simple, an hour or 2 a week, maybe after your leading and training establishes done, but great opportunities to lead, grow, and share in the profits of what we're creating together as people for people.